What up, Viking fans? And thank you for tuning in to the Skol State of Mind podcast. If you're new to the channel and this your first time seeing me, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I will really appreciate it. Now, let's get into the context of this video. I know y'all probably scratching your head and thinking, what's up with the thumbnail? What's up with the title? But I'm going to break it down to y'all. Yes. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I'm going to break down to y'all what I mean by that. First off, let's get into the context of the story right now. Our Minnesota Vikings are currently 8-2, right? And with that 8-2 record, they are number 2 in our division. And our division is basically the toughest division in the NFL, right? So 8-2 in the conference gives the Minnesota Vikings number 5 in the conference, respectively, give or take, whatever, right? But me personally, I feel like a lot of Viking fans out there are not celebrating a quote-unquote successful season. Now, I know successful season is not like the verbiage that I should be using right now because the season is not over and we don't know like how successful this season is going to be. But if you look at what the season, what people were basically projecting the season was going to be before the season started, Vegas basically projected us to only win 6 games this year. And we already put 2 on top of that. So I just feel like sometimes us as Viking fans, we worry too much about what other teams are doing. And we don't pretty much be too much happy about what our team is doing. It's just basically like we can win a game and we don't even celebrate it because we want to look at the negatives. And I'll just be sitting here and I'll be thinking about it like, damn, we can't even celebrate a win because we want to point out the flaws. And I'm just getting a little frustrated with it because it's like, man, like I want my team to win so bad because this team has never won a Super Bowl and I want to see it. I'm not saying this team is a Super Bowl team right now. I'm just saying like we got to stop comparison all the time. We got to stop comparing what other teams are doing with our team because they're doing something different that's suiting what their needs and what their goals and what their vision is for their team. And our goals and our vision is different. So let's break it down a little bit. So one team that I, pretty much looked at, that I feel like a lot of people out there compare our team to, it's the Detroit Lions, right? So the Detroit Lions is basically running amok across the NFL. They smashing teams right now. And I know, this is a Viking channel, but I'm going to keep it real. Like, if your team is good, you got good players, whatever, regardless of you being in the division rival, I'm going to give you your props. And Detroit is doing their thing right now. And I'm going to give them props on that. It just is what it is. No hate, whatever, but, let's roll, right? So we played, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, I would say like it was a subpar effort, with the Minnesota Vikings in Jacksonville. We didn't score no damn touchdowns, right? We didn't score no damn touchdowns with Jacksonville. The basic score was 12-7. We had 4 field goals, right? So then, this Sunday, the Detroit Lions played against Jacksonville. They smashed them 52-6. And then you get people basically saying like, we don't deserve to be, in the same league. Well, not the same league. Let me back that up. We don't deserve to be like in the same, echelon with the other teams, especially Detroit, because we struggled with Jacksonville and they beat them 52-6. And I'm like, first off, a win is a win. Like we still 8-2. Like, this ain't college, whatever. Like a win is a win. Like it's still a W in the win column. But like when you really like dissect it and you really like see what the Detroit Lions is doing, they've been building this shit for some years now. They not a pop-up team. They didn't just pop up this year and be like, oh, we a good team, right? Like they went to the NFC title game last year and lost to the 49ers, right? Like they were a good team. They were building something the year before that. And if you look at their roster and how they've been drafting, like I'm just gonna give you like a couple of names on their roster, like of players that they drafted or players that they signed. Okay, so let's just start with the quarterback, right? Jared Goff. They traded him, from LA, whatever. That was like a throw in. People thought Jared Goff was like left for dead. He wasn't going to, succeed over there. They just wanted to draft picks, whatever. But he comes to Detroit, changes whatever, becomes a better quarterback, and he's rolling. Gets another contract, and he's rolling, right? Does his thing. I mean, Matt Stafford wins the Super Bowl, whatever. But Jared Goff is rolling. Like, you got to give Jared Goff his props, right? So he solidified that quarterback position for Detroit. Now look at the offensive line, though, right? They draft Penei Sewell, one of the best tackles in the league, Kevin Zinter, right? Frank Ragnow. All these guys have been on this team for multiple years, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? Then you go in the draft and people have basically, like, oh my God, they reached for Jahmyr Gibbs. But then they, in that same year, they go out and they sign, David Montgomery away from the Chicago Bears, right? But that same year, they basically have two running backs to have 1,000-yard season. I know they didn't complete it, but they basically almost did. So what I'm saying is, like, they put 52 on Jacksonville, but they was building this shit years ago. Like, they've been building their Super Bowl window years ago. Like, we are just now working on ours. You get what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we shouldn't compare what they doing to what we're doing. Like, that's why comparison is a thief of joy. Because when you really start breaking it down and you really start breaking down like what other teams are doing, like, damn, they've been thinking about this shit years ago. They put these seeds down years ago. We are just coming out of a different regime. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're coming out of the Zimmer Kirk Cousins era. Like, we're still trying to build. They've already built their shit. Now they're seeing the fruits of their labor. So we really can't compare right now, but we still can compete. That's the word we need to be using. We can compete like we did. We only lost to them by 2 points, but we shouldn't compare, but we can compete. Because even on defense, though, like look at how they draft on defense, though, right? Branch, Terrion Arnold, Jack Campbell, all these guys are in-house guys that they've been, drafting or signing guys just in-house. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what they've been doing. They haven't been a pop-up team. So stop comparing what other teams are doing and be happy with what your team is doing, because that's your squad. Who knows what this team is going to do at the end of the year? I want to see it. I've said this shit multiple times on this channel. To me, for this season to be a successful season, I want the Minnesota Vikings to win the playoff game. That's all I want. That's all I want. Get in the playoffs, win the playoff game. That's cool, because you built something. You feel me? If you win 2 playoff games, that's cool. But get in the playoffs, win the playoff game, you build something. Because Kevin O'Connell's first year, he went to the playoffs, he lost. Now you got to come back again and get that playoff win, because now you're making progress. That's how I look at it. I'm not comparing with nobody else. I'm looking at the mirror with my team. I'm comparing with what we did years before so we can be better in progression. That's how we got to think about it. But we can't sit up here and complain and just, have this cantankerous mindset and basically be sitting and waiting for, something bad to happen. Like I just hate that mentality. Like I really do. Like I want to be happy. Like, dang, we won a game. And in the NFL, there's going to be ugly games. It's going to happen. Like, I just don't understand it, how we just get to the point to where, we win ugly and it's be like, oh man, that team ain't that good anyway, whatever. It's like, nah, fuck that. We 8-2, baby. We 8-2. Let's roll. A lot of these pundits said we wasn't going to be this good. And we are playing well right now. We got one of the best defenses in the league right now. Sam Darnold is playing out his mind right now. He's playing the best he's ever played his whole fucking career. We got the best receiver in the league. In my opinion, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is one of the best GMs in the league right now. All the shit that's happening in the offseason, you had a player pass away tragically. You had your star left tackle go down. You trade, get somebody to step in, and you still rolling. I look at shit like that. I'm not out here going through the numbers and like, damn, Detroit did this, Buffalo did this, and shit like, nah, fuck that. What Minnesota doing? That's how I look at it. What we doing? I mean, man, with the schedule coming up, man, it's like we still have opportunity to make something out of this schedule. And I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. We have the opportunity to keep stacking wins and make sure that week 17 game against the Detroit Lions might be for the fucking division and for the fucking conference. Straight up. It's possible. It's basically possible. And I'm not even saying no shit like, oh, Detroit gonna stumble or whatever, because I don't care. Let them do what they gonna do. I'm looking at our schedule like, dog, we can win a lot of fucking games. Let's take care of business and do what the fuck we gotta do and make sure at the end of the season, when we see Detroit again, we plan for something. That's how I look like it. That's my mentality. Straight up. I'm not saying no shit like, oh man, Detroit gonna stumble here. I'm not saying that shit. Because I believe in my team. Some of y'all don't believe in y'all team. And I'm calling y'all out. Straight out. Y'all can get mad at me. Y'all can hit me on the DMs. Y'all can do whatever. And I know I'm going off topic or whatever. I know I am. But I'm just passionate about this shit. And y'all already know, like, I'm not going to say nothing that I can't back up. But I'm just saying, though, we 8-2. Let's enjoy it. Let's ride the roller coaster, baby. Let's see how far this shit goes. For real. Because, man, it feels good to be 8-2. I'm just saying, man. It's the Skol State of Mind podcast, baby. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. I'm going to have another video, in the next couple of days. I'll probably be dropping the pre-video for the Chicago Bears. But you guys already know how I end it. Skol, baby.